Welcome to Chaos Garage on a rainy Sunday afternoon. Today I'm going to show you guys, actually I'm just going to let you guys watch me replace an alternator on my wife's vehicle. AutoZone, Advanced Auto, places like that, they'll test your battery and alternator for free. If you go by there because you're not charging or not cranking, then all you have to do is just ask them to test it. If they determine it's your alternator, just buy an alternator. It's easy to put on. All you need is a 3/8 socket wrench, a 13mm socket. A 13mm wrench helps if you can't get the socket wrench in there. You need a 12mm wrench for the electrical connection on the back, and a flathead screwdriver helps for getting the plug off the side. And also, don't forget your frosty beverage of choice. So let's get to it. The very first thing you want to do is disconnect your negative cable on your battery. This is one of those things, do as I say, not as I do. Then from there, you've got a tensioner down here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but there's actually a square that matches the dimensions of a 3/8 wrench that you can put right in that thing, and then it's spring loaded, so all you gotta do is push down on it and that loosens up this belt. You can slide it out from under the idler pulley and right off of the alternator. Now it's a good time to replace the serpentine belt. At least you want to examine it. You want to look at it, see if there's any cracks in the ribs, any cracks on the outside, or anything like that. This belt I didn't replace not too long ago, so it's still good. Then from there you start taking bolts out. There's 2 bolts up front and 2 bolts in the rear. Now this is a 4.3 liter 90-degree V6. I think they use this engine in Chevrolets and GMs and Oldsmobiles from 1985 to 2014, I believe. So it's really popular setup. Being 90 degrees, the spark plugs are way down low. They're a hassle to change. You got to actually go through the wheel well to do those. But it's been a good engine. She's got over 200,000 miles on it. Of course, that one's going to be stubborn. Alright, that one didn't want to play nice. But leverage is your friend. Alright, we've taken the 2 bolts out of the front and the 2 bolts that hold this bracket on in the back. From there, it's just a matter of either rocking it or prying your alternator to get it out. I used just a bigger flathead screwdriver. And I'll show you why in a minute. You gotta pry it. It doesn't take much. But see, you've got these little bushings right here that as you tighten the bolt, it pushes in against it. So that just tightens it all up. Now, from here, first thing you need to do, trying to get this oriented. So there's one red wire that goes to this plug. So you can either do it with your finger, or you can take a little screwdriver to lift up that little plastic piece, and you should be able to wiggle this plug right out. Now that gives you more room to take this boot, move it back or out of the way, and you take your 12mm. Of course, this one's going to make a liar out of me. The new alternator has a 12mm. The one that's on here is 13. So what I said earlier about a 12mm, you may not need it depending on what alternator you get. Be sure not to lose the washers and all that stuff in case you need them. See, this one has a lock washer on it, which I may have put that on there, I'm not sure. I did have to replace this once before. And that's it, alternator's out. Now we have our shiny new one here. Process is just going to be the same thing reversed. Now see, this has a nut on there that will lock on there, so it's good. It's actually got a lock washer, or it's got a washer built into the nut. Just snug that one down. It doesn't have to be too tight. Don't forget to reinstall your boot, because that is a heavy duty wire. You don't want anything shorting on that. Now these bolts that came off the back, they're two different sizes, so remember which one came out of which. Now this bracket has a little slot. I know it's hard to see, but it has a slot to where you can get this bottom bolt started before you even stick the bracket on there. So it's really your choice how you do it. Just don't forget to put the bracket on before you tighten it all the way down. Went ahead and plugged the cable back in. These ratcheting wrenches are great. I love them. Alright, well that's it. Double check your work. We got the wire on the back, the plug on the side, the 2 bolts in the back are tight, and the 2 on the front are tight. That's it. You're ready to put back on your belt. Now, usually, it's right out of shot here. You can kind of see it. There's actually a routing order sticker usually on there. If not, refer to your manual. I find it easiest to go over everything, and you push down like you were to go under the idler pulley. Make sure everything is lined up, and you do exactly like you did before. Use your 3/8 wrench, push down on your tensioner until you can slide the belt under the idler pulley. Now, make sure that the belt is lined up everywhere it needs to go, and it's on all the pulleys, just like it is in the diagram. Check for excess tension. Yeah, you're good to go. The only thing left to do is to clear out all your tools and hook the negative battery terminal back up. Crank it up and see if you got 14 volts on the gauge. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wasn't very long. Pretty easy to change an alternator. This engine is a popular engine, so hopefully somebody finds that useful. Alright guys, we'll see you next time on Chaos Garage. We've got a couple projects going on. The car, the Firebird, that's an ongoing thing. And that's about it. We'll see you guys next time.